Hello, and welcome back to another reaction. In this occasion, Avatar, The Last Airbender, Book 1, Episode 4. Yes, the last three episodes has been kind of wonderful for me. We started in a very slow pace, but actually it turns out to be very dynamic, and we got several other places in which we can go, potential places. And now, of course, it's not a secret journey anymore. Everybody knows that the Avatar is alive, thanks to what happened in the air temple that kind of resonate with the rest of the temples, I guess, the fire, the earth, the water temple. But yeah, that creates more drama because it's not going to be, oh, we're going to have easy episodes at the beginning and nobody's going to persecute us, and until we got the Avatar in a better state, in a more mature state, then we're going to reveal that it's actually there. No, they are starting pretty strong because now they are going to have the Fire Nation, which is the main antagonist or the main enemy for our heroes, is going to be after them. And the first one is obviously the Prince Zuko, who wants to prove himself to his father. And yeah, it's kind of fascinating the way I'm starting to see this character being developed. I love how the villains are portrayed. I love how the heroes are being portrayed. So yeah, so far the series has done a wonderful work by portraying their characters and by delivering the story. Because again, as I mentioned in my previous episode, what it seems to be irrelevant and just an excuse to present a new character. No, it actually part of the story. It was part of the plot, and that is something I love. But anyway, I don't think you're here just to hear me rambling about how wonderful this series is. So yeah, let's just cut all of this and watch the episode, shall we? Okay, I'm back. I just watched a second time the fourth episode of the series of the book one. And yeah, once again, this cartoon has been consistent into the quality of the episodes. They gave us action, they gave us humor, they gave us a lot of stuff, and of course, character development, which is something I want to speak particularly about this episode. But of course, let's first go to the most mundane part of the episode. We got obviously to a new island, and I love how this civilization, and I mean civilization regarding everything around this world, the Fire Nation, the Earth Kingdom, the Water Tribes, and the Wind Nomads. I love how all this civilization is well established, because even the little details, and I think by now you know that I love those small details. I love to see them in the background. That helps you to create a better world, or to create a more realistic world, a more believable world. Like the fact how an firebender meditate. In this case, Priest Zuko. Again, I'm still having troubles with the names, especially Zuko and Sokka. I'm trying to remember who is who. Anyway, as I was saying, those little details as the meditation of a firebender, that they're using the flames and the flames are reacting to their own respiration, to their own state of mind. Because in the moment it was just, angry, just the flames went all up. And yeah, it makes sense. But I love again that they don't take every single bit of the villain seriously. Like, oh, he's the master of the evasion, and then you deliver the joke, oh, he's just lost. And that is a great joke, even if you expect that joke. It is a great one, because yeah, it's funny. The punchline is delivered in a correct way, and I love this type of humor, situational humor, alongside with a lot of type of humor. And I love how we have been establishing characters from previous episodes so we can develop them correctly. That we presented said flaws and we're trying to correct the flaws. I love that little aspect of it, because the first flaw is obviously the seeking of attention from Aang. that he just wants to show off, especially in front of Katara. Why is that? I guess because he's a 12-year-old boy, or he has the mind of a 12-year-old. Because yeah, in physical years he's 112, but in mental years he's just, well, 12. He just wants to have fun, and this is part of the characteristic. But he wants to seek attention from girls. Why? Because he's interested in girls. He wants to receive attention like any 12-year-old. Well, perhaps not every. Yeah, my guess is the gay 12-year-olds or the bisexuals or the asexual, etc., etc. Obviously, but they want the attention from somebody they want to attract, let's say. And yes, this is part of the ride. This is part of a 12-year-old mentality. And I love how they just not make an avatar an old man by default. Oh, I have the memories of my previous lives, therefore I'm just so mature and so powerful, because that will make a boring protagonist. If you give everything to the protagonist from the beginning, there is nothing interested for us, the audience, to see. There is no development, there is no growth, there is nothing, because you take away the interesting part for us to see. Obviously, there are exceptions. I'm thinking more of a One Punch Man exception, but he's still growing in something else. We want him to grow in some other aspect, not obviously the physical one, because yeah, Saitama is way too powerful. He is basically indestructible, and thanks to the structure of said anime, of One Punch Man, but not the anime, the manga is more accurate to say. Thanks to the structure of a comedy, a very heavy comedy, commentary, and all of that, it works. It is hard and it requires a great mind like one, but it works. It can work. Sorry about that. But it's really difficult to create an OP character from the beginning and make it entertaining. This took the other route that makes him a weak character, because let's accept, even if Aang is pretty good at airbending, and yes, thanks to the commentary that you gave me, it's clear that he has mastered the airbending technique. He's just missing the other three. Even if he's powerful as one, he cannot defeat the entire nation, the Fire Nation, on his own. He needs more stuff. And my guess is part of the journey we're going here, that we're going to get the resources to fulfill his destiny, to defeat the evil, in this case, the Fire Nation. Yeah, I love this route they take, and I love how they make a very flawed character in Aang. Because, yeah, oh no, the fame, of course, they get by arriving to this little town, the fame is not going to go into my head, and yeah, it went directly to his head. And I love the little conflict between Katara and Aang, and even in the end, Katara accepted that, yes, okay, I was worried about you when, yeah, something ridiculously and stupidly dangerous was about to happen. Now, I love that this show just answered my question that I have in previous episode. Even if you did that, yeah, they show that, yeah, there is actually women in Avatar, or Avatar women, let's say. I really needed to be more patient, and this is something that, yeah, I needed to be more patient, because yeah, the show just answers that question. We have one avatar here that lived 400 years ago. 400 years, man. So it's not that from too many generations before this avatar. It's like a top 3. Why is it 3? Because it's, let's say, a generation every 100 years. And yeah, the 100 years that he was, well, in ice, so yeah, that makes 3 generations. It's not a very old avatar, let's say. I guess the avatar existed for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. So yeah, this is kind of new. And yeah, it sounds weird to say 400 years ago is new. Anyway, yeah, I love this little village that they are just dedicated to the avatar that was born there. And this is not so. This is something I'm not sure about, but these belong to the tribes of the waterbenders. That is the water tribe, from the way they are dressed. That's how I think it is. But my guess again, just like the trial from Katara, all the vendors just went to the war because yeah, they need to defend their freedom. Yeah, it is a fascinating it's fascinating to see because I never saw a bender in this village. I didn't saw anybody who was capable of bending in this village. So yeah, my guess all the warriors or all the benders were sent away to the war. That's my guess. And obviously the warriors, the real warriors, are these girls who really learn how to challenge anybody, even if it's a lot heavier, with well, techniques, with martial art techniques. Yeah, I guess again, just as the vending techniques are based on martial arts, I guess these warriors were based on a certain oh crap, sorry, were based on certain martial art techniques. I'm not sure which one. So yeah, I love how the world is becoming more intricate, but they are not throwing everything to you in the same episode or in one episode. Bam, every single bit of information. That will be terrible. That will be boring. And I love how they are spacing out. Hell, even the gigantic sea monster. I love how he's been established that he can throw water, so we can use that in the end to save the village, thanks to Aang. I love it. I genuinely love this. Before going to the main character development, I want to speak about all the characters that appear here. Well, the main characters that appear here. Aang, we speak about that. Katara is kind of the level head. And let's speak now about the villains. The Prince Zuko and his uncle. I love how they behave here. I love how they are not just serious between each other. They have this family banter between each other. That are you going to eat that? Oh yes, I'm going to save that for later. I love that there is not this attitude of complete reverence or complete seriousness, and there is no room for jokes. I love that little aspect of the show that they not treat, even if you are family, you are treated like they are treating each other like completely. No, that is not the case, and that is something I love. That yeah, even if you're the villain, even if you're on a mission, yeah, you need these kind of funny moments, relaxing moments, because yeah, that is natural. That is what is happening in any family. That makes sense. I love that little aspect of this show, that they are capable of taking the villains and not just making them completely serious. That is something I love. Now, let's go speak about the biggest character development of this episode, and I'm speaking about Sokka. Sokka, obviously, we know from the beginning of the story that he's kind of a he doesn't treat girls equally. He just considers them useful to cook and to make chores like sewing, like I don't know, washing and all of that. And the warriors must be men, strong men, hunters, and all of that. And he received a very harsh lesson on this episode, but a lesson that he needed. And I love the character growth because it will be way too easy just to make him angry against these warriors and trying to attack them over and over and over and over again. And that will make it boring because it's the same cliche. No, he swallowed his pride and begged for forgiveness and to be trained. That speaks volumes of the character development of this episode. And he was thought, but he must take every single part of the training, even the makeup, even the uniform, let's say, that represents something honorable. But obviously, the joke was way too easy to avoid. In this case, oh, nice dress. But yeah, I love this character development that he, even in the end, when he was called a girl, said, oh, forget about it and let's just fight. I love that aspect. And my guess, the warriors are female here thanks to the avatar, because yeah, she was female, therefore yeah, he has proved that yeah, the women are strong. Perhaps they even got that problem with the development in this village. They have that problem. So yes, it makes sense for them to be developed like this, to be kind of just women are warriors because they represent or they kind of honor the avatar that was born in this village. I love it, and I genuinely love that aspect of world building. And again, the character development of Zuko make this episode a great one. And yes, we have our fight, our very dynamic fight. Now Aang has to fight back because the village was in danger, and he figured out something else, that he cannot stay in one place because he is going to put whichever person inhabits that place in danger. So yes, I love this aspect that Aang is finally starting to see the war as the terrible thing that it is. He's starting, my guess, this is just the beginning of how he is starting to see the war, how he's starting to see everything that is going on as not the fun part that he wants. He wants just to have fun, but in a certain point he needs to stop and take responsibility of his status. Even if he didn't ask for said status of the avatar, he needs to take responsibility for said status. Yeah, for just that. So yeah, this show is developing our characters, developing our plot little by little, and I love it for that. Because he's not throwing everything at you in the same moment, but they are giving you the hints, and they are giving you the clues, and they are giving you how we're going to be developing this world, these characters, and this plot. I love it. But I'm going to start rambling a lot more if I don't stop here. Because yeah, I think I genuinely finished the topic of this episode. I hope you enjoy it. And yeah, thank you for your attention, and see you on the next one. Bye!
Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed that video, and if you did, give it a like, so the algorithm from YouTube will help me out. And check my other videos, share them, and also why not subscribe to my channel and join this community. And as always, I want to thank you for your attention, your likes, and even your dislikes, your comments, which is something I always look forward to read. And yeah, once more, thanks, and see you on the next one.